Hello, everyone. And I know that usually everyone is talking about the Speakerman's Armada and what we should expect from it in battles when it finally arrives. I was also no exception, and I made a separate video dedicated to all the possible upgrades and new technologies the Speakermen might have for themselves, and you guys really liked that video. So I got myself thinking, why wouldn't I make a similar video, but dedicated to the TV men this time? Because you see, we've been doom posting on their race quite a lot recently, but what if we were actually exaggerating, and they have a great chance to come back with glory? So in today's video, I'm not only going to convince you that the TV men's race is quite far away from its downfall, but also tell you what kind of upgrades and smart improvements these guys might have gotten by the future episodes. Now get your tea and snacks ready, and prepare to watch this video to the end, and let's go. And be sure to also give this video a like and subscribe to my channel, where I make a lot of entertaining content while you are waiting for the next episode to get released. Now let's continue. So first of all, I'd like to mention why exactly TV men were always considered to be quite an arrogant and full of themselves race. Because when they appeared in the series for the first time, they really created a noticeable contrast with Speakermen, and even cameramen in terms of their technological evolution and scientific skills. They seemed to be smarter, more cold-blooded, and prepared for anything the Skibidi army might have brought on them. So even without any elite members shown to us yet, TV men already created this really sick vibe of beings that decided to come and save their lesser comrades. Their screen glow technique that not just stopped the Skibidi, but literally made them unalive themselves, really made you think that they're almost unstoppable. But well, of course, TV men weren't all that impossible to beat, as with time, the Skibidi army also started upgrading themselves in order to block their special abilities. But oh boy, when Titan TV Man arrived to the scene, it really looked like it's Joe Ever for Skibidi toilets, because even with no upgrades yet, he already looked undefeatable. Now how the tables turned, huh? But I must say now that I already have a video dedicated to all the upgrades that Titan TV Man got throughout the series on my channel. Although maybe I'll make an updated video on him soon, because in newer episodes, lots of things already changed. So instead, let's focus on other elite TV men and see what kind of technological evolution they went through before. Our favorite polycephaly TV man had significant changes in him for a long time, as his multiple TV screens were already enough to scare off the majority of Skibidi toilets. Plus, he was usually needed not on the battlefield, but in the trenches instead, in order to help the injured agents to teleport back to the safe place. But in most recent episodes, he decided to change his screens to the Astro Claws created on the basis of Astro Detainer's technology, which means that TV men are more than capable of using other species' equipment in order to enhance their own power. And given the fact that they were literally obsessed with Astro samples that filled their underground laboratory to the brim, it's safe for me to say that they'll definitely use it while upgrading themselves in the future. And if we'll look at TV Woman and Elite TV Man, we'll also see that melee fighters like them are also comfortable with using such trifle weapons as blades, jetpacks, and whatnot else. Although in earlier episodes, we only see TV men as strategic, distanced fighters aside from TV Woman, but not anymore. If necessary, they can also participate in close heated combat and give a lot of troubles to Astro toilets. And speaking of their distanced abilities though, their glowing technique is still one of their strongest advantages, as no other race has something like that in its arsenal. And if the regular TV men will also learn how to switch between 3 different modes of that screen glow, just like TV Woman and Titan TV Man, it will lead to huge upgrade of their entire race. And don't even get me started on how they can develop more than 3 glow modes and improve their screens in general. And besides, it is also obvious that their scientists are also their biggest advantage. Even though the cameramen's and presumably even Speakermen's scientists are also quite capable of making something incredible, they cannot really be compared with TV Man scientists. And I strongly believe that if TV men will pull themselves out of the depressive pit they threw themselves in right now and gather all of their resources, they can come up with some of the best and sickest upgrades ever known to humanity. And now let me describe to you what kind of upgrades and technological development I expect to see from TV men in the nearest future. I mean, yeah, sure, TV men faced a great failure on their part in the full episode 77 when they lost Titan TV Man to the enemy's side, and their hidden underground base was exposed to the Astro toilets. So they had to teleport it ASAP to some other place, presumably the deep underwater abyss. They really messed up the plan they were following, to say the least, and now their usual arrogance must be really hurt. but it is still possible for them to significantly upgrade themselves and come back with glory full of new equipment, battle arsenal, weaponry, and technological improvements, just like the Speakerman's Armada. So first of all, I expect them to develop their advanced offensive weapons a lot, as it would make them even more fatal in battles. So they could have upgrades about their TV screens. As I already mentioned, that they could advance them even more, which would make their race even more unique. Let's say they'll have modular TV screens, or deployable TVs that can also transform into automated turrets or traps. And TV Woman already has something like this, as she is capable to detach her head TV and use it as a distanced weapon. But what if regular TV men will be able to use this technique as well, plus in a more versatile way? Their modular TV screens could appear as compact devices that can turn into some intricate robotic turrets. And these turrets could look like a sleek black glass devices with glowing circuitry, which could also fire plasma beams in synchronized order. Sound pretty cool, huh? And remember what I told you about mimicking other races or species' weapons? What if TV men will not only absorb ISOTOILET's technologies into their system like magnetic claws, advanced cannons, and invisibility technique, but the coming upgrades of Speakerman too? They could actually integrate high-frequency sound waves as well, because this would be really useful sonic weaponry capable of disrupting ISOTOILET systems and distracting them over wide areas. And we could also see that Elite TV Man had something like this in full episode 73, so why not improve this idea even more? For example, they could have something like sound television integration in a form of devices resembling resonating soundbars paired with sleek TV screens. And these units could unleash some pretty damn powerful sonic and visual attacks, which would disrupt ISOTOILETs with blinding light and deafening waves. And besides that, they could also strengthen their defenses and adaptability a lot, as before that TV men didn't really participate in closer battles with dangerous enemies, which is something that can change in the future. So they can get an adaptive shielding for themselves in a form of armor with energy absorption capability, which would protect its owner against plasma and sonic attacks. And adaptive shielding might also involve holographic pixelated fields that shimmer with static resembling the television screen. These shields could dynamically adjust their strength and frequency to counter different attack types while also glowing during activation. And how about the cloaking devices too? Which is the technology that could render TV men invisible to enemies and allow them to do stealth missions. They could steal this ability from ISOTOILETs as well, who, as we know, are already able to turn invisible in order to catch the Alliance's agents off guard. Okay, well, and now, as I mentioned that TV men can actually start participating in melee battles more and better utilize their members, how about we'll see new types of TV men? We already saw Elite TV Man as well as different upgrades on some of the older characters, but it'd be awesome to see completely new ones too. How about the Commander TV Man, for example? He could be the head of the leadership-focused unit with advanced coordination tools and a cool hat as well, similar to the ones Chief Cameramen use. Or what about Engineer TV Men, who could be specializing in repairing damaged units and constructing battlefield utilities like energy barriers during intense encounters? Okay, but the upgrade I would expect to see for TV men the most is their advanced ability to alter and use different types of energy. Why? Well, because if they'll get used to something like this, then they could actually try and bring Titan TV Man back, who is currently possessed with the core screwer that can work just as the other tool nonetheless, and not even as a classic parasite. So first of all, TV men could learn how to create tools or parts of equipment that would help them redistribute different energy nodes. And for that, they could use special TV-shaped drones or unique antennas on their heads, collecting and redirecting power. And second of all, they could learn how to use utilizing multiple energy cores in order to change the way Titan TV Man's possessed core works and integrate their own details instead. And it's actually possible for them to achieve, as I already said, that TV men have one of the best scientists in the entire Alliance. All they need to come up with right now is good motivation and better ideas than whatever they had in mind before their epic fail. All of this can be achieved by them, but only in case they'll be really able to resist the possible madness and doom thinking. And I already made a separate video on how the worst outcome with TV men can look like if they won't be strong enough to survive through their awful failure that happened in full episode 77. So consider today's video a more positive variation on that topic. And my thoughts on how the best outcome can actually look like from their current situation. And that was all for today. Write in the comments below about how excited you are to see the Season 25 secret scenes. And be sure to subscribe to my channel not to miss my new videos, and also to my Discord where you can contact me directly. And also, don't forget to write your best questions to me for the Q&A video that I will make on New Year. And that was me, ISOTOILET. See ya!